Okay guys, I'm going to revisit the fundamentals a little bit. I'm going to do them in the order that you're supposed to do them for tryouts in your video. So keep in mind you do have some left-handed fundamentals also, and I'll do those in the right order. I also will be talking more in my video than you need to be talking. You just need to do the fundamentals and execute them for 5 to 8 seconds, and then take that 3 to 5 second break in between. While you're taking your break, go ahead and go back to attention. In a normal tryout setting, this would give the judges time to make their comments, write whatever they needed to about each fundamental. Also, kind of getting on a soapbox here, regardless of what level you're on, make sure you're giving these fundamentals adequate time of practice. There's always something to improve on, and without knowing these building blocks for twirling, you're not going to be very successful in the future. If you're not strong at them, you're not going to be able to execute fundamentals in a routine. In a routine, you only have so many counts to get it done, and if you can't do them in a timely manner, you're not going to be able to execute it in the routine. And that goes for this routine coming up as well. I'm about to throw some four fingers in there and some fundamentals that are going to take at least 4 counts, but if you are able to do them or not able to do it in 4 counts, you're not going to be successful in the routine. So make sure you're giving these plenty of time to plenty of attention. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first one is going to be attention. Make sure you're standing with your feet together, your heels are together, your feet are spread apart at a 45-degree angle. You're standing up nice and tall, your elbows are forward, and your shoulders are nice and back. So that is attention. Next, you're going to do 4-finger twirls. You're going to start in your right hand. So we're going to do these for 5 to 8 seconds. I would say maybe do 4 or 5 in a row, depending on how fast you are at them. Make sure you give the judges time to see what you're doing. Next, we're going to give them a 3 to 5 second break. So we're going to go back to attention. Then we're going to go to our left hand. Make sure that your free hand, whichever hand you're not twirling with, is on your hip in your attention position. Okay. I'm going to go back to attention, going 3 to 5 seconds. Next, we're going to do forward figure 8s. I'm going to start in the right hand. I'm going to start everything in the right hand and then go to the left hand. So forward figure 8s, I'm going to do right hand and then left hand. Make sure you're keeping your elbows straight, keeping it as on pattern as possible. We're going to go back to attention. We're going to give 3 to 5 seconds. And then we're going to go over to our left hand. Again, keep that elbow nice and straight. I've been twirling for about 20 years now, and I just hit myself in the elbows, so this would be something that I would work on if I were trying out. All these left-handed ones probably won't come as naturally to you. I'm even a lefty, and it still didn't come naturally to me, so make sure you're giving them time and working on them. So now we're doing reverse figure 8s. We're going to start on our right hand. Remember, this is the one that goes towards your face. Keep it nice and level. Next, we're going to go to our left hand. Oh, I'm sorry. You're supposed to go reverse.
Okay.
My assistant dropped my notes there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to attention. Next, we have wrist twirls. We're going to do vertical right-handed wrist twirls first. So vertical right-handed wrist twirls first. Then we're going to go back to attention. We're going to do our left-handed wrist twirls, vertical. Keeping it on pattern, keep your elbow nice and straight, keep your free hand nice and pretty. Then we're going back to attention. Next, we're going to do horizontal wrist twirls. I'm going to start my right hand. Make sure that these are going counterclockwise, looking from the top, from where you are. Make sure they're going counterclockwise. Now, in the left hand, remember, I'm going to go straight to it to show you something. Make sure that it stays that same direction. Don't change directions. Make sure it's also going counterclockwise in your left hand. Make sure it's staying nice and flat and continuous if possible. Okay, next we're going to do time tosses. We're going to do our right hand first. Remember, this has to flip over your thumb. It's got to go over your thumb. Remember that. Okay? If you have already been on the line and you're very good at these, one thing you can work on is getting them continuous. If you can do that, that's awesome. If you cannot, that's just fine, but work on that. Next thing we're going to do are left-handed time toss. Remember, this is the one that does not flip over your thumb. It goes like this, and you catch it in your left hand. Again, if you already have these pretty well, you're catching them every single time, and they're nice and pretty like this, work on getting them continuous. That would be something I would work on if I were trying out. So, next thing we have Little Joe flips. This one, they both flip over your thumb. Remember that. And it goes backwards behind you, and you swivel around. I would probably make sure on your tryout video to do these probably maybe 4 or 5 times in each hand without dropping. That's another thing in your tryout video, since you have all the time in the world to be able to do as many videos as you want. I would make sure that you don't drop in that tryout routine if possible. Right, the routine, especially the fundamentals. So try to get out all of the drops as much as possible. You want to put your best foot forward for these judges. Okay, next thing we're going to do 2 hand spins. Okay. So you grab it, drop down the tree, turn it over. If this is something that you're awesome at, work on getting it continuous. If you cannot do it continuously, that is A-okay. Back to attention. Next thing we have grapevines. We're going to start in our right hand. Remember, this one goes through all of our fingers and back through. Turn your hand this way and then turn it the other way. Do it for 5 to 8 seconds. Make sure the judges get plenty of time to see you do it. Then we're going to go to our left hand as well. Again, this would be something that I would probably work on if I were trying out. This one I'm a little rusty on, keeping it on pattern, but just work on it. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do are aerials, vertical and horizontal. So vertical, we are going, I have a tree above me, but anyway, we're going to do a time toss. We're going to get it nice and high, put my free hand on my hip, catch it. I would say probably do about 5 of these for your tryout video. Make sure they're nice and high and you're catching them every time. Next, we have horizontal aerials. I have a tree above me and it's getting lost in the trees. You might do it out from under a tree if I were you for your tryout video. Make sure it's going nice and above your head. Maybe even slow it down a little bit just to get it catchable. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to attention. So that is your fundamentals. Like I said, give it plenty of practice. Please, please, please do yourself a favor and like I said, get all the drops out. Do not submit a video with drops if you can help it. Now, if you've done 1,000 videos and you have 1 drop, okay, it's not that big of a deal. But you have such an opportunity here to do the best tryout that you could ever do. Normally you don't get that chance. You have 1 chance in front of the judges and that is it. So take advantage of this. Alrighty, see you guys next time.